So now we are discussing about loop of Henle. So loop of Henle consists of three parts: descending link, hairpin bend, and ascending link. So now we have reached at the thin ascending segment. So thin ascending segment is a continuation of the hairpin bend, and it is also lined by flattened epithelial cells without brush border. And total length of this thin descending segment, hairpin bend, and thin ascending segment of Henle's loop is 10 mm to 15 mm, and the diameter is 15 micrometer. Thin ascending segment is continued as thick ascending segment. So this thin ascending segment continues as the thick ascending segment. Next we can see what is thick ascending segment. Thick ascending segment is about 9 mm long with a diameter of 30 micrometer. Thin ascending segment is lined by cuboidal epithelial cells without brush border. Then the terminal portion of the thick ascending segment that runs between the afferent and efferent arteriole of the same nephrons forms a macula densa. So macula densa is a part of juxtaglomerular apparatus. So the terminal portion of thin ascending segment that can runs between afferent and efferent arteriole of the same nephron. അതായത് ഒരു നെഫ്രോണിൻ്റെ തന്നെ അഫറൻറ്റ് നെഫ്രോണിനും അഫറൻറ്റ് ആർട്ടീരിയോളിനും എഫറൻറ്റ് ആർട്ടീരിയോളിനും ബിറ്റ്വീൻ ആയിട്ട് തിക്ക് അസെൻഡിങ് സെഗ്മെൻറ്റിൻ്റെ ടെർമിനൽ പോർഷൻ റൺ ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. അങ്ങനെ റൺ ചെയ്യുന്ന ആ പോർഷൻ ഫോം ചെയ്യുന്ന പാർട്ടാണ് മാക്യുല ഡെൻസ. സോ മാക്യുല ഡെൻസ ഈസ് എ പാർട്ട് ഓഫ് juxtaglomerular apparatus. Thick ascending segment ascends to the cortex and continues as the distal convoluted tubule, and this thick ascending segment ascends to the renal cortex and which continues as the distal convoluted tubule. Next we can see the length of loop of Henle. So in cortical nephrons the loop of Henle is very short and hairpin bends penetrate only up to the outer medulla. Okay, but in the case of juxtamedullary nephron, the length of loop of Henle is little bit more than the larger than the cortical nephron. So it is long and hairpin bend extends deep to the inner medulla. Okay, in some nephron it even runs up to the papilla. So in some of the nephrons the length is much more higher than that of the juxtamedullary nephrons. Then next we can see the next portion or next tubule, that is distal convoluted tubule or DCT. Distal convoluted tubule is a continuation of thick ascending segment and occupies the cortex of the kidney. Okay, so the thick ascending segment of the loop of Henle continues as the distal convoluted tubule, and that can occupies in the renal cortex. Then it is continued as a collecting duct, and this distal convoluted tubule continues as the collecting duct. The length of the distal convoluted tubule is 14.5 to 50 mm, and the diameter is 22 to 50 micrometer. Okay, so the length of distal convoluted tubule is 14.5 to 15 mm and diameter is 22 to 50 micrometer. Then next we can see the functional histology. Distal convoluted tubule is lined by a single layer of cuboidal epithelial cells without brush border. Epithelial cells in DCT are called as intercalated cells or eye cells. So it is lined by this distal convoluted tubule is lined by cuboidal epithelial cells, and there is no finger-like projections are present in this layer. So it is without brush border, and this kind of epithelial cells in the distal convoluted tubules are known as intercalated cells or eye cells. The next part is collecting duct. This distal convoluted tubule continues as initial or arched collecting duct. which is in cortex. Okay, this DCT continues as an arched collecting duct, and that is presented in the cortex. The lower part of the collecting duct lies in the medulla, and there are 7 to 10 initial collecting ducts unite to form a straight collecting duct. So 7 to 10 of these collecting ducts join together to form a straight collecting duct which passes through the medulla. Then what is the length of the collecting duct? It is about 20 to 22 millimeter, and diameter varies between 40 to 200 micron. Okay, so the diameter varies between 40 and 200 micrometer. Then collecting duct is formed by the cuboidal or columnar epithelial cells. Any cells can be lined this collecting duct, and mainly it is formed by cuboidal or columnar epithelial cells. Then next is a functional histology. Collecting duct is formed by two types of cells. One is principal cells or P cells, and intercalated cells or I cells. And these two types of cells have some of the functional significance. Then how the urine passes through the kidney. So next is the passage of urine. Then at the inner zone of the medulla, the straight collecting duct from each medullary pyramid unite to form papillary ducts, or otherwise it is known as duct of Bellini, that opens into a V-shaped area called a papillae. So at the inner zone of the medulla, at the inner part of the medulla, that is inner part of the kidney is medulla, and at the inner part of the medulla, this collecting duct, straight collecting duct join together to form medullary pyramids, and these medullary pyramids united to form a duct known as papillary ducts, or otherwise known as ducts of Bellini, that opens into a V-shaped area called papilla. Okay. Then urine from each medullary pyramid is collected in this papillae. Then from this papillae, the urine is drained into one portion known as minor calyx. 3 or 4 minor calyces united to form the major calyx, and each kidney has got about 8 minor calyces and 2 or 3 major calyces. അപ്പോൾ ആദ്യം മെഡുല്ലയുടെ ഇന്നർ സോണിൽ നിന്ന് കളക്റ്റിംഗ് ഡക്ട്സ്, സ്ട്രെയിറ്റ് കളക്റ്റിംഗ് ഡക്റ്റ് ഫോം ചെയ്യുമെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞല്ലോ, അതൊക്കെ യുണൈറ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് ഫോം ചെയ്യുന്ന സ്ട്രക്ചറാണ് ഡക്ട്സ് ഓഫ് ബെല്ലിനി. ഈ ഡക്ട്സ് ഓഫ് ബെല്ലിനി ഓപ്പൺ ചെയ്യുന്നത് വി ഷേപ്ഡ് സ്ട്രക്ചറിലേക്കാണ്, ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് കോൾഡ് ആസ് പാപ്പില്ലി. ആൻഡ് ഈ മിഡിലറി പിരമിഡിൽ നിന്നുള്ള യൂറിൻ ഈ പാപ്പില്ലയിൽ കളക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നു. ഈ പാപ്പില്ലയിൽ നിന്ന് യൂറിൻ എവിടേക്കാണ് പോകുന്നത്? മൈനർ കാലിക്സിലോട്ട്. അങ്ങനെ 3 or 4 മൈനർ കാലിസസ് ജോയിൻ ചെയ്തിട്ട് ഫോം ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ് മേജർ കാലിക്സ്. ആൻഡ് ഓരോ കിഡ്നിക്കും 8 മൈനർ കാലിസസും 2 to 3 മേജർ കാലിസസും ഉണ്ട്. And from this minor calyces, urine passes through major calyces, and that opens into the pelvis of the ureter. Okay, then pelvis is the expanded portion of the ureter present in the renal sinus. So these all things that we have discussed in our anatomy, the structure of the kidney. So from the minor calyces, urine passes through the major calyces into the ureter pelvic, that is pelvis of the ureter. And this pelvis is the expanded portion of the ureter present in the renal sinus. Then from the renal pelvis, what happened? This urine passes through the remaining portion of the ureter and reaches the urinary bladder. Then